Hey, what's up? I'm X, and welcome back to the 4 Idiots series, the series where I attempt to show you how to do content in RuneScape as quickly as possible. Please subscribe and comment, it helps me out a lot. Cerberus is a Slayer boss that requires 91 Slayer to kill, as well as having a Hellhound Slayer task. She's located deep inside the Taverley dungeon, which is easily accessible through its 2 agility shortcuts requiring either 70 or 80 on opposite sides of the wall at the entrance, and if you don't have these, then you will need to get the Dusty Key and run all the way around. The use of a Spectral Spirit Shield is incredibly helpful for negating a lot of the prayer loss, but it is far from necessary. And while the boss is weak to crush, I will be showing you a method that involves range that also works fine. For gear, I would recommend bringing something like this. And while this is maxed gear, I cannot stress enough that using a fighter torso with your best crush weapon, or arc light, or ember light, or bludgeon, or zombie axe on crush works just as well, so please use what you have. For range gear, I bring this, but a Bofa with crystal armor works great, and God D'hide with a blowpipe also works just fine, so please, again, use what you have. Just downgrade from what you see here. For your inventory, you're really going to want to bring as many prayer potions as possible, as well as thralls if you'd like some faster kills, some food, and a special attacking weapon of your choice and style. The fight is pretty simple, and at the start of the fight, she will start with a triple attack, which you will pray magic against, then pray ranged against, and then pray melee against, and as soon as you see the new animation begin, swap your prayers. So for her first attack here, I see the mage ball already out, so I swap my prayer to range. Once I see that ranged spiky ball, I will pray melee until I see a third hit spot on my character, and then just pray whatever you're weak against. So in this case, I'm in melee gear, and I'm weakest to mage, so I'm just going to keep praying mage through the fight. She's going to do this triple attack every single 10 attacks, and if you'd like to count it out, then you'll be a little bit safer, but it's usually easy to identify when it's coming out. Now this is basically the entirety of the fight, but Cerberus does have 2 special attacks that can shake things up. The scariest of which I'm going to cover first. When Cerberus says, arooo, 3 ghosts will spawn behind her in the demon head. From left to right facing her, the ghosts will jump at you and drain you for either 30 prayer or 30 HP if you don't pray against them. The magic one is blue, the ranged one is green, and the red one is a melee. If you're using a Spectral Spirit Shield, then the prayer reduction is halved to 15 prayer. To pray against them, simply stare at the leftmost ghost and wait for it to animate or move at all. Once it does, swap your prayer to the middle character, and then after that, pray against the last ghost, and then swap back to whatever you were praying against Cerberus. Make sure that you're above 60 prayer for this, as each ghost will drain 30, leaving you susceptible to attacks from the third ghost if you do not have enough. Worst comes to worst, please make sure that you're at least above 90 HP or 60 HP, and just make sure that you're praying against one the entire time, as you'll be right for one of them. The other special attack that Cerberus can do is when she says, grr. She will shoot out 3 lava pools around the arena that will do 3x3 damage if you're next to them. Simply move away from them and continue the fight. These special attacks sometimes overlap. If you would like to count this fight out, when Cerberus is below 400 HP, she will spawn ghosts every 7th attack, and when she's below 200 health, she'll spawn lava pools every 5th attack. While it is mostly useless, it may help a particular account build to know that an anti-fire potion does help reduce the damage of Cerberus' lava pools. I don't think it's completely necessary to bring, but it's worth mentioning. The ranged method is almost exactly the same, just stand a couple tiles back and you'll have a little bit more safety with range. I'd like to quickly mention 2 advanced methods that may save you supplies or potential headache. The first of which is the red X method. As stated in many of my other videos, red Xing is when you're underneath a boss and click to interact with either an item or object that you can't reach. This creates a small stall where the boss cannot reach you and does not try to find you. This allows you to go without being damaged for a couple attacks, and this will always be particularly helpful for bosses that attack faster than you, so that you can match them 1-to-1 for attacks. To do this stall, simply attack Cerberus, then stand underneath it, and then click the gate that you came into this fight with. Once your weapon cooldown has ended, pop out and hit her again, and then repeat this process. Lastly, I'd like to include a rather intricate method that might save Iron Men a lot of supplies in the long run. For players with 84 magic, on the Arceus spellbook you may use the Demonic Offering spell to turn demonic ashes that Cerberus drops into prayer points. For players who would not like to go through that many prayer potions, make sure that you're above 30 prayer, and then correctly pray against the first 2 ghosts. After the second one, use the Demonic Offering spell for a quick 4 prayer points and then pray against the last ghost. You have a lot more time for this than you think you do. However, if you would just like to hit the boss and come back with another trip of prayer potions, that's totally fine too. Please comment on this video, please subscribe and like it too, and if it helped you, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.